Let's talk about the pros and cons of freelance writing. Okay, now I'm situated. Being a freelance writer comes with a lot of baggage, good and bad. I want to be clear. I've been a freelance writer officially full-time since October 2020, and it was probably the best decision I have ever made in my life, bar getting my 2 cats and the love of my life, of course. But being a freelance writer, it was something I wasn't really prepared for. I thought I knew all the pros, I thought I knew all the cons. I thought I was ready to make that decision. And luckily for me, it was the right decision. But looking back, there's so much that I wish I'd known about both the benefits and the negatives of being a freelance writer. So I wanted to create this video that would walk through the pros and the cons. So if this is something that you're thinking about, you can go into it with your eyes totally open, fully informed about what to expect on both the positive and the negative side of becoming a freelance writer. So let's start. First of all, as a freelance writer, one of the benefits that I had no idea about is that you get to make your own community. So what I mean by this is when you work a 9 to 5, you are kind of bunched together with a bunch of other people who are also working for the same person, company, organization, whatever that you are. Sometimes this is great. You can make a lot of really good friends this way. I have in the past, people that I'm still in touch with. But often it's not a calling for most people, this 9 to 5. So they're just doing they're there to make a paycheck. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it means that you might not necessarily have a lot in common with those people or necessarily share any of the same values, goals, ideas, dreams. When you become a freelance writer, you get to make your own community. So I'm part of several Facebook groups, Slack channels, email threads, any kind of communication there is out there, full of people who understand the challenges that I'm going through, who can help me with the difficulties that I'm facing, who always have a thought to brighten my day. When you become a freelance writer, you will start working closely with people who are much more in tune with what you're trying to do, who you're trying to be, because they'll be the same kind of people. And I find it very hard to get that at a 9 to 5 corporate job. Okay, benefit number 2, you do what you love. People think they know what this means, but they don't. When you're working a 9 to 5, you might think that you're working your dream job, and who knows, maybe you are. But it's far more likely that you're working somebody else's dream job or their dream career. You're helping them with their goals. When you're a freelance writer, by necessity, the only way you can be successful is if you really, really, really love what you do. Back when I was a full-time employee, I'd make my to-do lists and I'd sit down in the morning and I'd look at all the emails I had to deal with and I'd look at all the calls that I had to go on and I'd look at all the meetings that I had to attend and I'd be filled with dread. But I stayed for a long time because I thought that was the only way. When you're a freelance writer or freelance anything, your day is full of things, for the most part, that you love to do or things that will help you do what you love to do. So even when I'm sending invoices, even when I'm chasing up meetings, all of that is in pursuit of getting to write for a living, which is literally what I love doing most of all. People who aren't freelance writers, you might not understand this, but you can only be a successful freelance writer if you are driven by a passion to write. And in fact, most people who don't have that passion don't particularly fancy being freelance writers. So by default, if you're a freelance writer, you love what you do. Number 3, you have a much more natural work schedule. I am more productive on Mondays and Tuesdays. I just am. I don't know why, I just am. Maybe it's because I've got the weekend. Maybe it's because the way my brain is wired. I have no idea. On Mondays and Tuesdays, I can work for a solid 8 hours without very many breaks, just churning work out. On Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I can do a little, but I'm genuinely not that productive unless I have to be. When you're at a full-time job, your boss will expect you to produce the same amount of work every single day, every single week on a pretty stable basis. And the truth is that most people don't work like that. There are times of the day that we're more productive. There are times of the week, month, year even that we're more productive. So even though being a freelance writer is not all Netflix and chill, video games, some days are, because some days I just don't have it in me to work and other days I do. I think that freelance writing is geared towards people who have a more irregular lifestyle, biological clock, and most people do. Most of us don't output exactly the same amount every single hour of every single day. Most of us fluctuate a lot more than that. So today I've written tons of articles, I've created tons of videos, I've sent out tons of emails. It's a Tuesday. On Thursday and Friday, I probably will not do very much work. I'll probably play my video game, hang out with my cats, go for a walk. And that's what my life can look like because I can manage my own time that suits my own needs and my own productivity. Number 4, you'll have a new and slightly different set of challenges. And this sounds like a con, but it's actually a pro, and I want to tell you why. When you're at work, So many job listings like try to bill you on this, like, oh, you're going to face challenges and difficulties that are going to make you grow as a person. And they might, but those challenges are mostly going to help you grow as a person in a way that helps the company, which is fine. But when you're a freelance writer, the challenges and difficulties you face, if you overcome them, you're going to grow in a way that is very true to what you want out of your personal development. I've become much more assertive, much more confident, and much more aware of my own value as a writer, but also as a person too, because being a freelance writer has made me face those challenges and overcome them. When I was working at a 9-to-5, I would deal with challenges to my confidence and my self-assurance, but I overcame them in a way that helped me mask them and sell better. As a freelancer, I've actually overcome them and it's helped me deal with those issues in a way that's more lasting, that's more effective, and more meaningful to my growth as a person. Finally, number 5, your life is on a laptop. I'm going on holiday this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm going to be in Blue Ridge on a mountaintop with my family and the dog. And I can work from there if I want to. I'll do a little, probably not very much. I can pick up and leave. I mean, if we weren't in a global pandemic, I can pick up and leave anytime I want. I can go anywhere I want. I can do anything I want. I'm down to just one single piece of equipment and, also my camera, my microphone, but I can fit it all into a single carry-on suitcase and go anywhere I want. That is an amazing freedom to have. You're not tied down to anything other than something that's very, very portable, and it can make you feel really free. But I also want to talk about how this is a downside, because we're going to get into the cons now. Living your life on a laptop can make you feel a little untethered, unscheduled, maybe even unproductive. When you work at a 9-to-5, you have so many trappings of your job that are absolute necessities. You have to go to meetings, you might have to go to an office, you need to do your work at a specific office area of your house. You have to have your fancy shirt for your Zoom meetings, whatever. You're living life on somebody else's rules, and that comes with physical, mental, emotional baggage. That means your life is not just a laptop. But that can give a little bit of structure to your day and yourself, honestly. Sometimes knowing that all I am is myself and a single computer can feel a little weird. It makes me feel a little small sometimes in a way that I didn't anticipate when I first became a freelance writer. But again, just something to consider if you like having more stuff, whether physical or just structural to your day. Maybe being a freelance writer isn't necessarily for you. Downside number 2, there is a constant battle that you have got to sell yourself. You have to sell yourself as a freelance writer to the publications you're pitching, to the clients you're writing for, and even to yourself, because every single day you have to sit up, get to your computer and say, am I doing this again for the nth day in a row? Do I believe in myself enough to continue, even though I don't have the benefits, the bank account, the regular paycheck? Is this all worth it? You're constantly having to refine how you market yourself as an idea and a product to both others and yourself. You have to make sure that what you're doing is worthwhile to others and yourself. And like I said, dealing with this challenge really helped me believe in myself a lot more than I ever did at a full-time job, because when you're a master of your own ship, hang on, I'm getting my metaphors confused. When you are captain of your own ship, you decide the direction and you better believe where you're going in, because otherwise you'll end up, let's continue the metaphor, beached on some sharp rocks and your ship will sink. Not good. And it can feel a little draining to constantly be telling the next person, yes, I'm great and this is why you should believe me and pay me a lot of money. But the good news is this is something that you'll by force kind of just have to get better at and at least more used to over time. Downside number 3, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. At my old job, if I had an off day, I could just do the bare minimum and kind of get away with it. In my current job, I don't really have an off button. Even when I'm taking it easy and taking it slow, I still feel either the pressure to pull in more work or the pressure to keep up with the work that I've been assigned. I look ahead to my deadlines, my to-do lists of things I have to stay on top of, things I have to be doing right now, and things that I need to do to ensure future Zuli has the same success as current Zuli. It's overwhelming. It can honestly feel like there's so much coming in, like you're trying to drink from a fire hydrant, right? But the upside to that is, again, it's something that you do get kind of used to, and you get very, very accustomed to your little to-do book. I live my life with week goals and daily goals, and that's what helps me stay on top of my overwhelming sort of different trains of freelance income. Number 5, this is again one that I didn't really expect. easy to feel lonely unless you build in social time. So at your old job, you went to meetings, you had weekly reviews, you had, water cooler stuff. Even if it was all remote, you had social time built into your day. Even if you were from anything as social as a salesperson to, you're in IT, you're still dealing with people. As a freelance writer, I don't get that inbuilt social time. I don't have to talk to clients. I don't have to talk with peers. I don't have to talk with my boss unless you're including my own mental conversations with myself, which don't exactly count as social. It's easy to feel lonely because you don't have that default built-in time. As a result, I have been starting to strengthen my relationships with those other groups that I was mentioning earlier, with my communities. I have regular, just asynchronous chats with other writers. I have meetings with people where I just hear what they're doing and try to see how I can help. Just being forced to build in that social time because I was kind of unaware that I was feeling lonely has really helped me overcome that particular challenge. And it's helped me network and build relationships just a little bit better. So I want to end with what I consider the biggest challenge as well as the biggest difficulty. And I kind of got into it a bit earlier. You have to believe in your own vision. And that is the biggest gift and the biggest obstacle you are ever going to face. When you work at a 9-to-5, you can fall in line with somebody else's vision. When you are an employee at a big company, you're basically saying, I believe in where you're taking this company. I do, and I'm going to give you my time and you give me some money, but I believe in what you're doing and I will follow your directions. That takes a huge weight off your chest because you don't have to come up with your own belief. You don't have to steer your own ship. You're on board somebody else's and you just have to believe in them. Believing in yourself is a lot harder, but also a lot more worthwhile. When you look at what you're doing every single day and you say, yeah, I am doing this right. And even if I'm doing it wrong, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do wrong so I can do it better tomorrow. And you do this mental routine of understanding what you're doing and knowing that you're going to continue every single day. It's scary. It is to have to believe in yourself more than anything, more than you've ever believed in anything ever. But it's also incredibly rewarding to understand that you are doing the best you can for yourself, not for anybody else, but for your own business, your own work, your own personal development. And that it's been the best and most unexpected benefit that I could have ever thought about before I started freelance writing. So that's what I want to end with. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. I answer all my comments on a Monday, so look out for your answer then. If you are interested in hearing more about Medium or about freelancing, I would love to get that feedback. So again, let me know. And if you want more tips on how to make money writing or make money by writing on Medium specifically, sign up to my newsletter. You'll get your Medium starter kit. And I send out tips every Tuesday and every Sunday to make the most of your freelance writing career. Okay, everyone, I'll talk to you soon. Until then, happy writing.